This prisoner is not to be trifled with. Although his muscles are covered by body hairs, there is no hair at all atop of his head. That is because before he became a prisoner, he always kills people through headbutt. For every person he killed, he will lose a piece of his hair. After killed 81 persons, he has lost them all, and this is not even the worst he's capable of. Supposedly he can even penetrate a person's temple with his tongue. Now, as he practicing his karate in the morning, with his huge, Y-shaped tattoo on his back exposing for all to see, everyone in the prison, even prison guards, were all frightened of him. People here all refer to him as Killer Jason. For the safety of other inmates, Jason was put in a luxurious single room, with 2 prison guards keep their eyes on him all the time. Today a new prisoner has arrived. He is Danny, once the captain of England national football team. People call him the Dire One. C. With a football and a pair of shoes. He can blow up a car with one kick of the ball. During his career as a football player, he led the national team to victory 70 times. Yet because of drunk driving and match fixing, he was imprisoned. Inmates of the prison all turned restless and start to throw insults at Danny the moment they saw him. Because of him, many of them have lost money in gambling. It seems Danny wouldn't have a pleasant life here. As can be expected, the prison guards immediately beat him up as soon as he entered the prison, with one hit of the bat. Danny immediately got knocked down and couldn't get up, and he was arranged to do the worst kind of job of all, picking up the dung of other inmates, who'd leave their excrement on toilet papers and throw them down the building. But Danny never complained. He just wants to finish his time here and then leave this horrible place. Yet a gang boss who is also being imprisoned here has a different opinion on the matter. He called Danny to him and make it clear to him that he lost tons of money because of Danny's match fixing. Hence, so long as he is still in this prison, he will ensure Danny suffer for all eternity. Danny was just worrying what he should do. The warden of the prison suddenly called him to his office. To Danny's surprise, the warden immediately stands up and shakes his hand, his face full of smile. Such gentle approach seems very suspicious to Danny. He knows immediately that the warden is up to no good. It turns out that the warden wishes Danny to become the coach of the football team of Prison Guard. Although the captain of the Prison Guard is already serving as the coach of the team, the warden, however, hoped Danny could lead the team to more victories. Yet with just a single glimpse of the Prison Guard captain, Danny immediately decided to turn down the offer. Not that he was ungrateful, it's just that before the meeting with the warden, the captain had a meet with Danny as well, and he makes it clear that he must not intervene with the matter of the team. He will never allow a prisoner to train prison guards. In the cafeteria of the prison, another inmate picked a fight with Danny. A fight broke out. The guards immediately come and break them apart. To make an example of him, Danny was dragged on the ground across the prison, then was locked in a little black room. The warden come and warn him that although your sentence is only 3 years, you'll never leave here if you insist on being so disobedient. Just when Danny was worry-sick, another inmate, the Baldy, suggests that Danny may instead form up a football team and of the inmates here, so that the team of the prison guards may have a team they can train together with. This way they can still help the guards team but also not intervene directly. The warden eagerly accepted this proposal, and the captain didn't object either. Danny immediately starts to pick players for his team amongst the inmates. Yet surprisingly, it's hard as hell to pick 11 inmates who can play football. Even if there are thousands of them in this prison, many of them are strong indeed, but knows only brute force. They often kick the ball directly to the sky, as if trying to shoot the airplane down from the sky. Or like this fat guy who tried to do a bicycle kick, but instead fell on the ground himself before he could touch the ball. And they care nothing for the rules of football. When fighting for the ball, they were literally fighting for it, to the point that with just a single training, most of them were wounded. Danny then realizes that it won't be easy to be the coach of this team. Amongst the inmates, there are actually a few very good players, yet they are all the goons of the gang boss. So there's no way Danny could recruit them. 2 of them jump at Danny after he finished washing his face. They strangled him with a towel and tried to stab his eye with a knife. Fortunately, the captain of the guard came in time before anything serious could happen. Danny could have reported them, yet instead he hid the knife in the towel and told the captain that his face was wounded while he was shaving his beards. He also gives the knife back to those 2 goons politely. Hearing of this, the gang boss decided that Danny is not half bad, so he held a game specifically for him. It is a game which would bind the wrists of 2 together and they have to hit the other one's face. Danny was fast and hit the other one's face immediately. The other one immediately hit back. It is a grueling match, but through sheer determination and willpower, Danny managed to win the game. The gang boss then agreed to lend his goons to Danny. Now Danny got 10 players already, but he still needs a goalkeeper. He decides to recruit Killer Jason. Although Jason didn't want to join initially, he immediately decides to get on board when Danny told him that they will play with the prison guards to kick their asses. Surprisingly, this man is practicing football like baseball. He first smashes the ball on the ground, then with a lower of his head, managed to catch the ball with his neck, then managed to bounce the ball on his knee. He also trains his dribbling skill against the wall, and his header skill. Danny showed his players what he's capable of, and they were all impressed and clasped to him. Danny's team has started their training. This big guy is as excited as a monkey, which annoyed Jason. He hit the big guy with his fist, but the big guy dare not to say anything. Wouldn't want Jason to lose another piece of hair. Danny was disappointed, however, as these inmates lack order, everyone running like headless flies, and they constantly kick the ball on their teammates. The team of the guards, however, has the discipline that the inmates' team lack: push-ups, passing training, running and ligament training, almost as if they are a professional team. Jason decides that they cannot win if they play fair, so he teaches them the skills of football hooligans, to play dirty. There are totally 23 skills of hooligans. If they use them all on a guy, then that guy is wasted forever. The inmates are all excited by this. At night, the gang boss found Danny and threat that this match must win. Failure is not an option. In truth, the gang boss and the warden had been fixing match as well. The gang boss provides information while the warden pays the money, yet the warden is becoming greedy and paid less and less. Hence the gang boss suggests to the warden that he bet all his money on the team of guards, since there's no way an undertrained team of inmates could defeat the team of guards. Hence it's safe money for the warden, while the gang boss bet all his money on the team of inmates. The guard captain also acted. He let another inmate place a bomb inside Danny's closet. Yet instead it killed another old prisoner. Danny need not to even guess who is the culprit. He vowed that he will win this match no matter what. The day of the match came eventually. The guards were all very confident with the outcome of the match, while the team of inmates, under the lead of Danny, also arrived with pride. Killer Jason is simply excellent as goalkeeper. In practice, he managed to catch a ball with a jump, then immediately kick another one out. So long as he is the goalkeeper, the opponent can score no goal. The coming match is one between prison guards and the inmates of the prison. It is also a match which Danny's life is dependent on. Immediately, the inmates' team catch the ball and running towards the gate. The guards' team tried to intercept them, but the inmates used one of Jason's tricks, hit the opponent with their elbow. A guard was hit down immediately. Meanwhile, Danny run to the guard, but not to get him back on his feet, but to get the ball away from the guard. More and more, players of both teams start to come to blows, such as hit opponents with the ball, or step on opponents' feet while the referee wasn't paying attention. The guard team got a chance of penalty. The shoot of the goal hit the wall of men, and the ball falls into the restricted area in front of Jason, but was catched by him steadily. Danny then got a chance of free kick, although the opponent tried to stop the ball with a wall of men. His shoot of the goal hit the balls of no 7 of the opponent, make him scream in pain loudly. A few minutes later, Danny got another free kick, and despite the opponent stay wary, Danny once again hit the balls of no 7, ended up wasted him. Jason was also excited by the game. Although a goalkeeper, he starts to participate in attacks, reaching all the way to the restricted area of the opponent, and almost score with a header. The commentator of the match was stunned. Since when did goalkeeper start to attack? The match continues. Finally, the football was passed to Danny, whom also catch a flaw of the opponent's defense, and managed to score. All the inmates of the prison started to shout in excitement. Even commentators start to hug one another, refusing to be defeated by a bunch of prisoners. The guards team start to be play rougher. More and more fights between the two teams break out. Until the whistle ended the first half of the match did they finally stop the fighting. The warden was enraged by the score. He found Danny and told him that he must lose the game. If he does so, he will be free from here right away. Although Danny didn't agree outright, it is clear to see from his performance in second half of the game that he is pretty upset. Couldn't even score when the gate was right in front of him. The match will be end within the next 15 minutes. Convinced that victory is already theirs, Jason starts to be arrogant and lost his vigil. Hence the ball was taken from under his feet, and the guard team managed to get the score to 2-1. Looking at the face or the warden, Danny ultimately decides to give up. He pretends to be pinned and left the match. Without him, the team of inmates lost the will to fight, and soon the team of guards managed to score again. Now the score has reached 2-2. Realizing that he cannot betray his teammates, Danny decides that he will not sit idle anymore. So instead, he decides to go to the field and starts to play again. The match has reached the last minute. The guard team shoot at the blind spot of the gate, but was stopped by Jason, and with a long pass, the ball crossed half of the playing ground and landed in front of Danny. Danny takes the ball and charge all the way in front of the gate, then use a fake action to bypass the goalkeeper and reach the restricted area. Yet instead of score immediately, he chooses to pass the ball to the weakest player of his team, Rookie, whom scored with ease. The team of inmates managed to win the match at 3-2. Danny's teammates rushed to Danny and carried him on their shoulders. Now, he is their god. Enraged, the warden starts to throw threats at Danny, but suddenly a huge explosion came from afar. Turns out the warden's car has just exploded. The gang boss warned the warden that what happened to his car will happen to him if he dares to touch Danny. Frightened by this, the warden gives up. From now on, Danny and Jason will lead their team to new victories. The end. The name of this movie is Mean Machine. Question: name a sports star you like. Leave the name at the comment area. Kay likes Usain Bolt the most. He is simply too fast, the quickest of the world. In Berlin, he managed to finish a run of 100 meters within 10 seconds. The first one who managed to achieve this feat, a new world record. This movie combined the elements of prison and football together. Very creative indeed. After all, everyone has their very own dream of sports. Feel free to go watch the movie itself if you are interested. Well, this is it. Remember to leave kudos and subscribe if you like this video. See you next time. Bye bye.